My name is Marena Priday. I'm 17 years old, and I go to Sahuaro High School.
Late in 2008, I went through a period of time in which I sunk into a serious depression and thought suicide was my only option. I felt like giving up, like life was becoming too stressful and overwhelming. I felt alone, unwanted, and unappreciated. One day in health class, we were learning about the warning signs of suicidal ideation, the signs to look out for that indicate that someone could be contemplating suicide. As the lesson continued, I started to realize that nearly every sign applied to me. Concerned, I asked to talk to my health teacher, Mr. Eccles, outside the classroom. I told him about everything that was going on and how I was feeling. He informed me that what I thought were just normal teenage emotions were actually signs of suicidal ideation. Suicidal ideation is defined as detailed thoughts and plans for one to harm oneself with the goal of ending one's life. The warning signs of potential suicidal ideation are not always exact but have common themes. Sign 1. Depression and lack of energy. When my depression began, I lost all ambition and energy to perform tasks that used to be routine for me. I felt constantly drained, and every action was strained. Sign 2. Withdrawal, loss of interest in hobbies. Orchestra, a passion of mine, was now unimportant to me. Most days I couldn't even motivate myself to pick up a viola, let alone play it. The activities that were once my hobbies were now my chores. Sign 3. Change in sleeping patterns. When my sleeping patterns changed, I developed insomnia. This affected my schoolwork. When I was in school, my body craved sleep, and nearly every day I dozed off in class. I began to dream through my teacher's lessons. Sign 4. Increase or decrease in appetite. Over time, I developed mild anorexia. As a result, my body wasn't getting proper nutrition, and each time I stood up, my vision darkened and I would be dizzy. Sign 5. Drop in grades. As I felt more disconnected, I cared less and less about school. I began to procrastinate beyond normality, and it didn't faze me. Homework was the last thing on my mind, let alone studying. My grades slowly made their way down the alphabet. Sign 6. Giving away possessions. I never actually gave anything away, but I did sit in my room and make lists of my most prized possessions and who would get them when I died. I also made sure that all the passwords to my online accounts, even my email and bank accounts, were written down in my journal, so that in the case of my death, these things could be accessed. Sign 7. Direct and indirect statements. Direct and indirect statements are often misinterpreted or dismissed. When your friend says, "I chipped a nail, I'm going to kill myself," or "My mom grounded me, better put me on a suicide watch," how much of that is really a joke? I would often kid about killing myself when silly things went wrong. All of my statements started out as a joke, but as my depression intensified, the line between comedy and reality was blurred, and each statement I made was a legitimate feeling I was expressing. By mid-November, my suicidal ideation had reached its most severe point. Only a week after I had talked to Mr. Eccles, I was hospitalized. The help and treatment I received helped me to recover and begin to heal. After being hospitalized, I learned that life is based on perspective. I try to stay positive even when it seems like all hope is lost. I still have stresses that bend me to my breaking point on a daily basis. I still lay awake at night wondering where I'll be in a week, a month, or a year. The part that changed was my perspective.